Teen Mom star Jenelle Evans is ready to spill all of David Eason's dirty secrets, and she has started with the insults. So, what is Jenelle saying about her estranged husband, and why is she holding back dishing the real tea? Keep reading for all of the details on what the mother of three has said so far. Teen Mom Jenelle Evans. Ready to spill all of David's dirty secrets, Jenelle. Evans has had a hard time with her estranged husband, David Eason. The two finally split at the beginning of 2024, and she was ready to look forward and not behind. She would constantly get messages that David was out with different girls all of the time. Yet she maintained that she did not care what he was up to, but he was also living on her boat. So, that was hard for followers to digest because it made them feel like they were still linked in their own way. Soon after they announced their separation, Jenelle announced she was headed back to MTV and Teen Mom. She had been fired in 2019 due to David's actions, and some fans felt she only left him so she could be on TV again. On the show, Jenelle shared that she wanted to move from North Carolina. More so, she wanted to start a new chapter now that she was single. She looked at Florida and Las Vegas, but settled on the latter. Finally, she has started dating her manager, August Keene, though they are very on and off. In the meantime, she has been trolling Reddit and declared she was ready to spill all of David's secrets. Yet, she also took the time to point out one very interesting fact. David is 35, his girlfriend is 22, and his daughter is 17. This made its way to Teen Mom fans with a photo of David posing with his girlfriend. It seems followers were more concerned for the well-being of their children than the age difference. Teen Mom fans did not care about Jenelle Evans and the secrets she held, or the fact that David, Eason's girlfriend, is 5 years older than his daughter. They were more concerned about the children themselves and how they were doing in the midst of all of the drama. Nothing is more disgusting than the amount of trauma and ongoing trauma those innocent kids suffer, including his daughter she publicly denounced. Barbara was right to keep Jace away from Jenelle. You sacrificed your children until it no longer served you. There was also a lot of talk about how Jenelle ignored everyone's warnings about David, and now she claims she has something on him. Yet most agreed that he likely has dirt on her as well. So they are the same person. Finally, as for the age difference, no one cared because David and his new lady are both legal adults. They seem to just want Jenelle to let go and move on with her life. But is that possible in the latest tumultuous chapter of her very public life? Former Teen Mom 2-star Jenelle Evans has declared open season on her estranged husband, David Eason, promising to spill his dirty secrets in a series of online comments and insults. However, this new campaign of disclosure is being met not with fanfare, but with profound skepticism and a resounding sense of exhaustion from a fan base that remains overwhelmingly focused on one central, lingering concern: the well-being of the children caught in the crossfire of their parents' perpetual chaos. The saga, which has played out on social media for over a decade, entered a new phase when Evans and Eason finally announced their separation at the beginning of 2024. For Evans, this meant a chance to look forward and not behind, a declaration that included plans to relocate from the North Carolina property that was the site of so much documented turmoil and restart her life. She explored moving to Florida before ultimately settling on Las Vegas, a symbolic attempt to leave the past behind. Compounding this fresh start was her highly publicized return to the MTV franchise, a move that came after she was originally fired in 2019, following Eason's shocking admission that he killed the family's dog, Nugget. This reinstatement led many critics to speculate that her departure from Eason was a calculated career move, rather than a clean break for her emotional and familial well-being. This perception was further cemented when it was revealed that, despite their split, Eason was continuing to live on her boat, creating a tangible link that confused followers and suggested the separation was anything but clean-cut. The tea begins to spill, insults over substance recently. Evans has shifted her strategy from moving forward to actively confronting the past, at least, her version of it. After reportedly trolling Reddit forums dedicated to discussing her life, she took to social media with a proclamation that she was finally ready to divulge all of David's secrets. Yet, the initial revelations have been less about substantive criminal allegations and more focused on personal insults and salacious details. Her primary target has been Eason's new romantic life. She took specific aim at the age difference between the 35-year-old Eason and his 22-year-old girlfriend, pointedly noting that his new partner is only 5 years older than his 17-year-old daughter, Marissa. A photo of the couple posted to the account of Teen Mom fans became the centerpiece of this new line of attack, with Evans using it to paint Eason as predatory and inappropriate. However, this attempt to generate public outrage largely fell flat. The fan response, particularly on platforms like Reddit, was a collective shrug regarding the age gap itself, with many noting that both individuals are legal adults. Instead of focusing on the new relationship, the conversation immediately and overwhelmingly pivoted back to the children, Kaiser 9, Ensley 7, and Marissa 17, who have been central figures in this long-running familial drama. What about the kids? A fanbase weary of the drama. The most resonant sentiment from the teen mom community has been a deep and abiding concern for the children's welfare, overshadowing any interest in Jenelle's promised secrets. Comments on discussion threads reveal a fanbase that is less interested in the couple's mudslinging and more horrified by the environment the children have been raised in. Nothing is more disgusting than the amount of trauma and ongoing trauma those innocent kids suffer, including his daughter, Marissa, she publicly denounced. One fan wrote, capturing the prevailing mood. Another comment directly criticized Evans's history, stating, "Barbara, Evans's mother, was right to keep Jace away from Jenelle. You sacrificed your children until it no longer served you." This highlights the long-standing narrative that Evans consistently chose her relationship with Eason over the safety and stability of her children, a narrative that her current crusade does little to erase. Furthermore, a significant portion of the audience is deeply skeptical of Evans's sudden position as a whistleblower. Many pointed out that she ignored years of warnings from fans, family, and even MTV about Eason's dangerous and volatile behavior. There was also a lot of talk about how Jenelle ignored everyone's warnings about David, and now she claims she has something on him, a Reddit user observed. Yet most agreed that he likely has dirt on her as well. So, they are the same person. This theory suggests a mutually assured destruction pact, where both parties possess damaging information about the other, preventing a full-scale exposé from either side. Evans' decision to leak petty insults instead of concrete, illegal activities only fuels this speculation. If she possessed truly devastating, prosecutable evidence, many reason, she would have provided it to the FBI and the custody courts as she has previously claimed to have done, rather than teasing it on social media. As Jenelle Evans continues her new life in Las Vegas with an on-again, off-again relationship with her manager August. The overarching question from her audience is not, what are David's secrets? But rather, when will the children know peace? The collective plea from a weary fan base is for both Evans and Eason to finally, truly move on to disengage from their public war and to focus solely on providing the quiet, stable, and trauma-free childhood that their sons and daughter have so clearly been denied. Until then, the spilling of tea is seen not as liberation, but as just another chapter in a painfully cyclical and damaging story.